Hi folks, and on this video I'm just going to show you how to fit a drive belt on a cross trainer. This can be applied to bikes as well, not just cross trainers, and I'm going to assume that you've actually got the drive belt actually threaded onto the machine and ready to put on. Now the first question is which way around the tension wheel, this is the tension wheel, which way does the drive belt go? Because it can go that way from the bottom and it can also go from the top, and of course one way is right and one way is wrong. So if you're not sure, you can just try it. So let's say, for example, the first method on this is I'm going to loop it round that way. I've already got it round my small wheel, and the trick to getting drive belts on is always put the drive belt round the small wheel and round the tension wheel first, and leave your big wheel till last. That allows you, what you can do, you see, you can slide the drive belt behind the big wheel or in front of the big wheel, depending on what your access is like on the machine, and that gives you plenty of slack at this end to be able to thread the loop. If you start with the belt actually on this wheel, you'll end up with no slack and you won't be able to get the belt on these small wheels. So always start at the small wheels, get them threaded there. And then the trick really to this is to find the longest side first. So this is the longest side. If I move this wheel round, you can see what I'm talking about. This is a nice long side of the belt here, and this is the short side. So always work from the long side. Get the long side started on your big wheel and hold it in place. So if you follow my finger around here, you can see the drive belt goes onto the big wheel, and then it's getting stuck there because it's starting to go tight. If I just get that threaded out so you can see, there we are. There's no way I can pull that on with my finger anymore now. It's gone tight. And what I'm going to do is simply hold that in place with my fingers, and I'm going to use the wheel and turn the wheel, being careful not to get my fingers trapped as it goes round, but basically holding the belt in place, follow the wheel round, and the belt snaps into place just like that. And then once it's in place, you can then see, well, is it right? Now, you should have lots of tension. You see how this belt is slack? That's way too much slack there. So I'm going to try it the other way because I suspect this is the incorrect way. So let's take the drive belt off. Little tip for removing the drive belt, it's just the same process in reverse. Always start with the long side, press on the long side, and just drop it round the big wheel. Just like this. And then it comes off like that, and let's re-thread it the other way. So we'll take that round there. Now we'll put the top bit underneath that tension wheel, and now this side now becomes the short side because my long side is here. You see that? That's the long side, that's the short side. So again, starting on the long side, I'm now going to do this way around. So I'm going to hook the belt round my big wheel at the back, keep my fingers in place. So the belt's now gone tight. I can't hold the belt in place, I can't pull it on anymore, so I'm just going to hold it in place with my fingers, being careful not to get my fingers trapped. Push the big wheel, and the belt snaps into place. Now in that position there, you can see that's a lot more tension there. That's much more what this machine should be like. In other words, when it's rebuilt and I'm testing it, this belt won't slip. And that's it. Those are the tricks for getting the belt on, and that's how the professionals do it.